approved the much controversial $90 billion loan package to Ukraine after long and grueling fight that ended with Viktor Orban's defeat in Hungary. But has this opened the door for a permanent seat in the Union? Ukraine president continues to demand. So, however, the Allies strike a different chord. A chord that Kyiv doesn't like as it slams the brakes on its dream of having a seat in Brussels. Here is what is happening. The divide inside Europe is now impossible to ignore. While leaders stand united in bankrolling Ukraine's war effort, they are deeply split on what comes next. For many in the bloc, this is where the line is drawn. Funding Kyiv is one thing. Fundamentally reshaping the European Union to absorb a country at war is another. Behind closed doors and now openly on camera, EU leaders are signaling caution, hesitation, and in some cases, outright resistance to fast-tracking Ukraine into the Union.
I think he is mainly counting on the unblocking of the $90 billion European loan, and that will likely happen now. As for accession to Europe, I believe we must continue to proceed on a merit-based approach, based on achievements. There are no fast tracks possible, but I think a model may be developed to expand Europe in different layers. Full membership of Ukraine in Europe in the short term, I personally consider that unrealistic.
That resistance is not isolated. Across the European Union, multiple leaders are reinforcing the same message. Enlargement cannot be dictated by geopolitical urgency alone. The accession process, they insist, is complex, procedural, and bound by strict conditions. Even among Ukraine's strongest backers, there is a clear unwillingness to bend the rules, exposing a widening gap between political support for Kyiv and institutional readiness to bring it inside the EU.
We support Ukraine's accession. I don't think it's realistic that it will happen on the 1st of January 27. I said this during my visit to Kiev to President Zelensky. We are the latest member. We know how difficult the complex process is. If no clusters have been opened by now, and we are now basically almost 1st of May.
Even voices pushing for momentum are carefully hedging their language. The European Commission is exploring ways to move faster, but not at the cost of breaking the system. The emphasis remains on procedure, consensus, and unanimity. A reminder that despite political shifts, the structural barriers to Ukraine's entry remain firmly intact.
Ukraine is on the membership path, and we are discussing today as well how to really accelerate that, given that we have now new circumstances. So maybe we can move with other things that have been redlined or blocked before. So let's see whether we can move with that. Well, there are different proposals on the table, and of course we can discuss those proposals that are on the table. But right now, I mean, the process is such as foreseen for everybody else, unless we have agreed otherwise.
This cautious approach stands in sharp contrast to Kyiv's expectations. For Ukraine, EU membership is not just a long-term aspiration. It is tied directly to security, reconstruction, and its geopolitical future. But as European leaders debate timelines, conditions, and frameworks, Ukraine finds itself confronting a reality where political goodwill does not automatically translate into institutional acceptance.
A lot of things depends not only on President Kosta and President von der Leyen. We need unanimity from all the allies. I think that we will be ready with clusters. We are ready with 6 clusters. I hope that we will open them, and our allies will support this.
What emerges from this summit is a clear and uncomfortable truth for Kyiv. Europe is united when it comes to keeping Ukraine in the fight, but divided when it comes to bringing Ukraine into the club. The $90 billion package may secure Ukraine's immediate future on the battlefield and at home, but its long-term place inside the European Union remains uncertain, contested, and firmly out of reach for now.